Hello everyone, and welcome to the Reddit Railway. My name is Victor, and I'll be your driver. Today's destination is r/am I the arsehole, so all aboard! I don't have the best relationship with my husband's mum. Since day one, she's made disparaging remarks and has always compared me to her. She then tried to get on my good side by overly praising everything I do, and sometimes even copying me. One time, she literally dyed her hair purple like mine. When everyone pointed out how ridiculous she looked, she had the nerve to blame me and accuse me of trying to make a joke out of her. Anyways, my husband and I took 2 weeks off work to go visit some places out in the country. I saved up for the trip while my husband booked the tickets. Wanted to come along and threw a temper tantrum when I said no. She called, texted, and even sent people to talk to me. She also threatened to call the police and make some complaint up to get us to stay home. My husband said we should just take her, but I told him he was wrong to tell her about the trip in the first place. He gave me an ultimatum. He said he wouldn't go if she can't come. I told him I'd gladly call his bluff, which made him take his words back and say, "Fine, I'll tell her to stop." Things got quiet after that. Suspiciously quiet. The day of the trip came and we got to the airport at 2 p.m. My husband was walking ahead of me. His head kept snapping left and right like he was looking for someone. He led me to the waiting area and the first thing I saw was his mum standing there with her luggage. It turns out he booked an extra ticket for her. I froze. I felt a cold wave washing over me that was replaced by white-hot fury. While she and my husband were hugging, I quietly turned around and started walking towards the exit. My husband followed me, shouting at me to stop. I told him off in the harshest way possible. He said I was overreacting and that his mum was there anyway. He said I should let it go and not mess up the trip for us. I told him he and his mum could still go, but I was heading home. When I got home, I sobbed into my dog's fur for several minutes. An hour later, he came home yelling and raging about how pathetic and spiteful I was to walk out and ruin the trip. I told him he caused this to happen. He said I was being so hard on his mum. I refused to fight anymore, but he kept berating me. Then he called my family to tell them the trip was cancelled because of me. My family said I shouldn't have ruined it for myself, that I should have sucked it up and done my best to enjoy it. Did I really overreact? No. No way in hell did you overreact. What your husband did was despicable. He's clearly a mama's boy. I'm willing to bet he's never taking your side whenever she's giving you crap about something. OP, you need to get yourself out of that situation immediately. If you want to save your marriage, suggest counseling. If he's on board with the idea, go from there. If not, call a divorce lawyer. There is an update to this post, so let's see what happened. I don't know where to begin. Things have been an absolute nightmare recently, and I felt like I was losing my sanity. I have to admit, Mill favors my husband over all his siblings. This affected his relationship with them as well. He's never seen an issue with how differently his mum treats him, but it bothers me and makes me feel uncomfortable. The whole dynamic makes me uncomfortable. Going low contact has never been an option for him. It's like he has to see or call her every day. Most of his siblings don't talk to him, and I 100% believe it's because of his mum's favoritism. He does bear some blame for not seeing how wrong this is. In many instances, I found myself making excuses for his behavior. Even in my post I did spontaneously, and I don't know why. I guess it's because of how much I love him and that I really wanted to work things out. Regarding the trip, he tried to have a talk with me. Most of what he said came from a place of blame towards me. I just couldn't continue with this argument. I told him I needed space and that I would be going to stay with my sister for a while. He didn't take it well. He literally got up from the couch and opened the door, telling me to go. In that moment, things became perfectly clear to me. I pictured years and years of my life being lived like this, and I was like, no, I can't do it. I can't take it anymore. He always has to be right and believe his mum can do no wrong. I'm always the aggressive, crazy, jealous, pathetic overreactor. All the options, advice, and concerns on my last post were a spark, a wake-up call that I really needed. I just wish it hadn't gotten this far, but what's done is done. Right now, I'm staying with my sister. I brought my dog with me as well. He sent me a message saying I'm the one choosing to end things, but I believe it's the other way around, especially with how he keeps making his mum the victim in this situation. It's become clear now that we keep going in circles with no end in sight. I'm just too exhausted and overwhelmed to continue. I'm not mad at him and don't expect him to change. At least I have options to decide what's best for me in my future, even if it involves separation and divorce. Separation and divorce are your best options, OP. You're right. Your husband is never going to change. He solidified his position when he encouraged you to leave. I say good riddance to that jackass. And his mother. Look on the bright side. At least you won't have to put up with either of them anymore. Best of luck to you. I work in a high school as a PE teacher. Recently I noticed one of my students, Amanda, stopped participating in class. Her excuse would always be the same, that she was on her period and needed to go to the bathroom. This happened during every class for a month when our unit was dancing and I had to give each student a mark. At this point, Amanda was significantly behind everyone else. I had nothing to grade her on and I was getting increasingly annoyed. Up until this point, I had never told her no, but she would always go to the bathroom and come back 45 minutes later. Once again, she asked if she could use the bathroom because she was on her period, and I just snapped. I told her, Amanda, if you're on your period this often, multiple times in 2 months, then I honestly think you need medical help. I have to grade you. Come up and participate. Later that day, I was placed on temporary leave because of the complaints I got from Amanda's parents. She had also gotten her friends and their parents involved. I was being called sexist, among other things. I was honestly so confused. Multiple parents threatened the principal they'd take this to social media or enroll their girls in other schools because of me. So, am I the arsehole, and what should my course of action be to regain the parents' respect? You're the arsehole, and the comments on this post tore him a new one. He was definitely wrong for how he went about this. He should have voiced his concerns in private with her parents present. Maybe they could have come to a solution. He does come back with an edit that doubles as an update, which I'll read now. Today I called Amanda into my office. I admitted I was out of line and gave her a sincere apology. I asked what I could do to be a better teacher, how I could make the lessons fun yet educational for her and the other students. She gave me some excellent advice and also apologized for leaving class so often. She agreed to stay behind and participate more so that I could give her a final grade in the dancing unit. The temporary leave was lifted and I also apologized to Amanda's friends and parents. I haven't had time to contact all of them, but I am trying. Thank you for your suggestions and help. I promise to be a better teacher to all my students. Okay, sounds like it all worked out in the end. OP learned his lesson and Amanda is willing to make up for lost time. Best of luck to the both of you. Maybe I should put that on a t-shirt in addition to, fuck you, Karen. I haven't used that one in a while. Hopefully I'll get to change that next time. Anyway, we've come to the end of our journey. Thank you for traveling on the Reddit Railway and we hope to see you again soon.